Afternoon folks, this is actually my second attempt at making a video looking at a cider which came out of the depths of someone's cupboard and had a best before date of February 2017. Given that it's now February 2018, it's 7 years past its best before date. If you're from New Zealand and you drink a bit of Monteiths, you may recognise that this is the old Monteiths label and the old bottle. They've replaced with this one. Graphics department's obviously been busy, and not only that, they've also updated the bottle so that they've got a nice shovel here as opposed to just the plain one. The reason I'm having to do this twice is I suspect a classic YouTube novice's mistake. You film the videos on your phone, and lo and behold, quite quickly your phone gets completely and utterly chock-a-block, and as happened to me, it just stops in the middle of the video. So, take number 2. The downside of me having to do this again is that it took me a while to figure out how to get all those videos off my phone, and then Apple, being a helpful company, they hadn't actually deleted them, they'd put them in a trash can or something, and so I had to go back to Google and find out how to actually genuinely free up some space. So it took me a while, and that was yesterday. So this has now gone flat. It wasn't actually particularly carbonated. It had lost most of its carbonation by the time I opened it from fresh. So it's not going to be that different, but you just have to bear in mind that there was a little bit of bubble in it. I was interested to do this because with mainstream lagers, certainly if you drink a fair bit of them, which I must admit I actually don't, but I've got a friend who I drink regularly with, and she tends to drink pretty mainstream lagers, and oh, there is actually a bit of carbonation left. Very good. We often drink at sports clubs, and I'm not sure if they tend to get outdated beer or quite what, but quite often she'll get given a glass and a bottle, pour it into the glass, go, oh yuck, this is stale, and check the neck of the bottle or wherever it is that they've put the date, and sure enough, it's past its best before date. She may be unusual, but there are obviously a number of people who have got sophisticated beer palates and can pick this up. So I wondered whether the cider would have aged nicely or whether it would have gone stale. Now, looking at this, it's actually quite a bit darker than, as you might expect, than the Monteiths Crushed Apple Cider, which is normally quite a light colour. This may be due to the aging. Of course, it could also be that they've reformulated it. Apples vary, of course, from year to year, probably slightly more than hops and malt, but yeah, slightly darker colour and fewer bubbles. As you can probably tell, I had another bottle of this, and the surprising thing that I found is that it's actually I actually prefer this 7-year out of date cider to the fresh cider. It's got a slightly rounder taste, it's got a bit more body, there's slightly less sugar. I wonder if it's just fermented ever so slightly in the bottle, and it just tastes a little bit more like there's just a hint of an older wine, as opposed to the very plain sparkling apple juice with a little bit of alcohol flavour, which affects a lot of New Zealand ciders. Because most New Zealand ciders are made from table apples, they tend to be on the sweet side and be fairly bland, as opposed to your European and British ciders, which are made with tart and quite tannic cider apples, which was specifically bred to make a dry cider. So yeah, the outcome of this is, if you do come across a bottle in the cupboard that's past its best before date, certainly don't throw it out or feed it to the dog. I'm not sure whether dogs drink cider, don't have a dog myself, but there you go. Open it up, see what you find. Obviously you're unlikely to lose something for 7 years, and so it's quite likely to have a bit more bubbles than this one I'm having here. But even as it is, on a 26-degree February afternoon, this is very pleasant. So I hope you're enjoying what you're drinking, and I'll catch you again. Cheers.